He kills you.
Welcome everybody.
I just kind of gave up
after
watching playing a game while we were doing this. So, yeah.
I already did the intro. I'm not re-recording this, so that's how we're starting.
But this is the intro. We are starting this fucking podcast.
Whoa, man! Mature content, audiences only. I don't know. I'm Sam.
Mature audience.
Oh, I'm Sam. I'm the host, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't the host last week. I'm probably the host this week, if I had to guess.
Yeah, because you showed up on time.
For once.
I showed up real well. And, yeah. This week, I'm so fucking tired of trying to keep conscious thought. I have Chris with me this week.
Stop playing Diablo, you'll be more awake.
I'm playing Pool Nation.
Oh, man.
And I have Brandon.
Hi. Hi, guys.
I'm gonna fight Tiffany Bouvier in Pool.
Sure.
Okay. If Garrett's not with us right now.
Yet.
Yes, he will be eventually. So let's get right to it. Because I don't know. I'm playing Pool. Fuck you guys. Brandon, what'd you do this week? Wait, Chris. What? Yes. Hello?
Well,
from the audience?
before we get... Well, I was going to say, like, before our usual shenanigans, I was going to mention the new Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, you wanted to... So you wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, we were talking in the chat whether we want to talk about this or not, and we both wanted to.
I honestly totally forgot, even though I want to talk about this too. So let's talk about this.
Yeah, so...
It's basically the best thing Nintendo's ever done. And it's their best naming system ever. It's foolproof. No mom's gonna walk into a GameStop this holiday season and be like, I want a new 3DS. Do you want to use new 3DS or a new 3DS? Like,
I just can't imagine when
a new 3DS? A pre-owned new 3DS?
I'll just love it when they start announcing games and then they'll be saying, this is for the 3DS. And people will go, well, which 3DS?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing. So I'm sure most people have already heard about this, but the gist of it is that Nintendo announced a new iteration of the 3DS. Rather than just putting the same hardware in a different casing, what they've done is they have given it a better CPU, apparently.
Yes.
It has faster processing power. So,
and
I guess
RAM.
better graphics or whatever. And I don't want to call it an analog pad. It's more like they've thrown like a nubbit on the other side to act as like another stick or pad or whatever you want to call it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they just call it, I believe they coded it as calling it a camera stick like the GameCube one or the C stick.
Yep. Yeah. They called it the C stick.
It's embarrassing.
It looks like one of those little, like I said, it looks like one of those nubbit things you would see on early laptops that they would put in like the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
My friend called it the nipple.
Those things that are really, really difficult to actually use.
Yep. And apparently Nintendo wants people to play Monster Hunter with that shit.
I don't know.
I
remember that a friend of ours, Tech, I was getting in a slight argument with her about this whole thing, and she was like, it looks great, and I was like, no, Tech, this is a bullshit stick. This is not a C stick.
Yeah, that...
It's a piece
Like,
of
I mean,
crap.
I think even the people from Nintendo kind of said that it acts more like a button.
I mean, it's like, the fucking PSP analog nub, the original PSP would look at that and laugh.
I remember that, yeah.
And it's like, even if the fucking PSP 1000 is laughing at you going, wow, you have a really shitty camera stick, or analog stick, that's probably bad.
But like some of the other stuff that they were hyping about it was the fact that it has better processing power and
more RAM.
Yeah, and it has
and that some games will be exclusive to it and not the old model.
Yep.
So that's the weird confusion I got. Is it a new console or is it new in the sense that there will be exclusives for it, but it's not like I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
Well, let's list off the problems that this new 3DS has.
Okay, first it's called the new 3DS.
The name makes it completely ambiguous as to what it actually does.
Yeah,
it's like
because there wasn't enough confusion with the fucking Wii and Wii U.
God damn it.
Second, it's way too early for them to have a new portable console. The 3DS feels like it just came out really recently.
Yeah.
How?
As a matter of fact,
2 years old, I think, which is pretty short for a handheld. I think.
Maybe
I'm gonna look at the
3.
release date. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look at the release.
I mean, yeah, it's like that's still really soon, especially for a portable console. It usually lasts a very long time.
Especially Brandon, didn't you just recently get a 3DS?
Okay,
A few weeks ago.
It came out on February 26, 2011.
Okay,
the original
so
3DS.
So this is kind of like Nintendo just looking at me and going, "Fuck you, you made a bad decision."
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just like somebody was like, "Yo, the 3DS only sold 6 million units this month," and they're like, "Oh, just make a new one."
It's the most popular portable console.
yeah, like Nintendo still kind of dominates the handheld market. Although, granted, there's some good stuff with the Vita. It's just that Nintendo was still on
shitty
top.
ass marketing for one. Vita's got a lot of problems, but it's. I wish the Vita was more popular so that it could just stick a middle finger to Nintendo's idea.
Yeah, it's a good piece of hardware, but
Yeah.
the new 3DS being this fucking they kind of classified it as the next iteration of the 3DS, but the fact is the big thing with better processing power. So now you've got some games that are only going to work on it, as opposed to the original 3DS. And the first big one that they had mentioned was
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
The remake.
I would not want to play that on a DS, man.
I don't think I would either.
Would you play it on a new 3DS?
Oh, that changes everything. I think it's.
I still.
Go on, please.
I still remember back when they came out with that whole second analog add-on thing that they made.
Yeah, the Circle Pad Pro is what it's called.
Yeah, and people had asked them, well, when's Nintendo going to come out with one that has that built in?
I waited for that. I waited months for the second analog stick version.
And at the time, they said they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to split up the audience.
Yeah, fragment the market.
Which makes this really ironic in retrospect.
And that's exactly what they've done now. They've fragmented it more like a motherfucker now with this thing.
Fragmented all over the place.
Time to defragment their hard drive.
Oh.
Like, I guess it's like whatever reasoning that they had from Square or whoever put out Xenoblade, like, well, I'd want to believe it was more than just one game developer that said, oh, we need more processing power in the 3DS, otherwise we can't do it.
Well, I'm sure that's like every developer wants more, but I guess that is the question, is whether it was publishers, or I still hold the theory that it was when Nintendo just saying that sales were declining and they were like, hey, we can just release another one. And,
probably, like...
It's basically the same hardware, so it'd probably be pretty cheap to do.
I think there was some forum I was looking at this on, and they were basically saying, like, Nintendo's just taking ideas from Apple now of having new iterations with better processing power, and if that's the case, we're kind of fucked.
Yep. Imagine, like, a few years from now, we'll get the new 2 3DS.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like... like, I did not buy
a 2DS.
Is it? Yeah.
Right, when do we get the new 2DS? That's what I want to know.
Oh, God.
When do we get the 1DS?
It's just one straight line down the screen.
It's funny, I just had this horrible thought of when do we get the new 3DSi?
Oh, man.
Oh, the new 3DS Lite. Like,
I don't know about it.
This is a fucking nightmare world we're living in.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous that they...
Like, this is the shit you make jokes about. Like, comic strips will be like, hey, they'll make a joke about, like, iPhones. They'll be like, it's the new iPhone. Like, wow, what a terrible naming scheme. I can't believe someone would do that. That's a funny joke. And it's like, no way, they actually did that. It's not a joke. It's actually called the new 3DS. And I wouldn't be surprised if they rebranded it, like, very soon.
And it's gonna confuse the shit out of parents buying these things for their kids, getting the wrong one.
Yeah. We still don't really know what the Wii U was. People still don't know that, even though it's been out forever.
Yep.
Like I said, I would not be surprised if sooner or later, depending on how far along it is, if Nintendo was like, okay, we're going to rename it the 3DSi or the 3DS Zen or something like that.
Like, if it was just another 3DS, but with their new little C-stick nubbit, whatever they want to call it, I probably wouldn't care. But the fact that they've decided, well, now we're making one with better processing power and it's going to be graphically better so that only certain games work on it, that's what really kind of gets my guff about it, is now you really fragmented the market doing this. Like,
you also forget there's actually a ZL and ZR buttons placed in the worst place possible.
Okay, that I did not know.
So, you know how like the L and R buttons are positioned on the 3DS? Imagine two buttons inside of that, so you have to reach your fingers over L and R to hit ZL and ZR. That sounds fucking impossible to do.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds like the worst idea ever, because nobody held that thing and went, nope, this cannot be done, sorry, figure out another place to put them.
Oh, God,
I'm just thinking
it's like, you know, it's this whole thing of, like, you want the handheld to be just like the console, and I understand that, but you've got, when it comes to handheld stuff, sometimes you just gotta make compromises, man. It's just...
It's also kind of funny because you think Nintendo, like, they should have looked at the PSP and be like, wow, we really shouldn't try to emulate consoles.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of... People don't seem to want that.
Like, it's this whole thing of fucking... Like I said, sometimes you have to make compromises. It's not like they want to make any kind of compromises. That's why... Like... Why the hell did Kid Icarus have a fucking stand? Like, stupid bullshit like that. Like,
was that just because it was uncomfortable? I can't remember what the reason with the stand was.
Yeah, it was just really uncomfortable to hold, and it was...
The good and bad thing with Nintendo is that they will do their own thing and fuck off to everyone else.
Which
that is both their best and worst trait.
Yep, they just don't care about anybody else. They live in a bubble, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. It's just this whole
really
thing.
Bad.
Like, now you're gonna have games that won't work on a 3DS, and it's like the people who bought their 3DS and paid the full price for it. Well, here's a middle finger to you, saying "fuck you" for paying full price for that, suckers. Because now here's the new one. You need it, and that's what I see it from this. That's the thing that really.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny, that happened to Brandon, and then I talked to a coworker of mine, Jen, and she told me that she got hers like 2 weeks ago or something like that, and then I told her about work. She had no idea about it. She's like, "Fucking really?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It's like come on.
It's like stuff with the 2DS. It's not like you had to buy those. It wasn't no big deal.
Yeah.
Whereas this, now it's a huge deal because now you've put out something that is going to make it impossible for other iterations of the hardware to run. So, and granted, I am someone that does not own a 3DS yet, but it still pisses me off.
I do.
I just got it. I fucking just got it.
Well, go get another one, says Nintendo. You have money.
Yep.
You're American. You probably have tons of money. You have more money than
you want to play Xenoblade? Well, you need it.
Actually, just go buy a Wii. That'd be my advice. Probably plays better on it. Because I've played it on the Wii, and it's great.
Oh man, I wonder how much Wii copies of Xenoblade go for now.
Yeah, because they're really rare for a while, but I want to say they printed more. I have no idea.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, those were fetching for a good amount these days. I don't know.
Let's go find out. Let's see if they did another run.
Because wasn't there something, like, recently, like, GameStop was charging out the ass for copies of that, even
Well, I thought that was a while ago. Because when I got mine, they just come out, so it was, like, 50 or something like that. Okay, I'm very confused because I have two Google Shop things. One says $60 at Target, and one says $15,000 on eBay.
Jesus Christ!
I think there's a problem here. I think
for Xenoblade?
Yeah, it's probably
that.
It says new sealed, and I'm like, okay, it's got to be a joke thing. Because Target, let me see if Target has it in stock for 60.
No.
Wait, oh wait, that's Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay.
Okay, you guys keep talking.
Which I have no idea what that is.
That's the sequel coming out for the Wii U.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I have a fucking Amazon thing.
Yeah, 3DS, not the new 3DS. It's stupid. Nintendo, like, you should have just given it a different name. Like, even 3DS 2.0 probably would have been okay. Like.
Okay. So...
Or Super 3DS, I don't know. Just...
For a new copy, Xenoblade fetches for about $90.
Hmm. See, I can believe that.
Yeah. $15,000. Go buy it on eBay.
I mean, it got a limited release in America, so...
I would have thought they would have made more, but I don't know. Maybe they did, and they didn't make a lot more. I don't know. I got mine for like 60, and I was like, this is great.
It was just that whole thing. They were skittish to put it out, but...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey,
the new 3DS is still kind of a shitty idea.
I think it's why we saw the Smash leaks, and everyone's like, who the fuck is Shulk? And I'm like, oh, Shulk's gonna be in Smash, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's like really weird pull, though. I guess it's just because the new Xenoblade coming out, but...
Probably.
Also, I do have to wonder with Smash coming out, because the pictures they showed with the 3DS renders at the announcement were pictures of Smash Bros. On the 3DS, and I was like, I do have to wonder if it's going to play better on the new 3DS. Like, if the extra buttons will make it play better, or the CPU will make it play a lot better. In which case, do you have a distinct advantage if you play it locally against your friends, if the game just runs better?
If that was the case, then that just goes to show how far ahead Nintendo was planning this, because when you think about how far back Smash Brothers for the 3DS was announced.
Well, I mean, like, if they just did it and then it's like it runs fine, but if it runs better on the new one, or, you know, if they just added buttons that just happen to be really good shortcut buttons or something like that, it's not necessarily they built it from the ground up that way. But if they have a button that's just like, here's a shield button rather than having to hold two different buttons down or something like that.
I don't know.
You know, the C stick is the equivalent of the C stick in Melee, which is like, it's your hold A button. I don't know. I just, that's what I want to see, is that it come out.
It's really slimy, though. Like, it just in general, this whole thing is really slimy. I don't like it.
I just want to see it come out and then either just like things play better and everybody hates it, or fucking developers look at it and go, fuck, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's just, that must be a developer nightmare, because it's like, either you build it for the old DS, and then, you know, it's like, alright, I don't know, maybe that is the better one, because I was going to say the other option is build it for the new 3DS, which case, you know, use the more buttons, more power, and it probably runs better or whatever. It's like, but then you're alienating half your market, and I'm sure you're getting a lot of angry fucking emails about buying the wrong version of the game.
Yeah, and then there's that other thing of, like, you know, developers are going to have the situation of, we want to make a 3DS game, but we don't know if we should put features in for the new 3DS, because we don't know if everybody's even going to have that. Like, that's kind of like the problem people had with the Kinect. To where they don't know if everybody is going to have that, so why bother putting those features in if not everybody can take advantage? Yeah.
The way they've done it, they've handled it, makes it a gimmick.
What a fucking nightmare.
Yep.
Like,
it's ridiculous.
I would almost say I kind of hope it doesn't do well, just so Nintendo can look at it and be like, maybe we should consider this further. Or maybe just the backlash alone, Nintendo will look at it, although I really doubt they'll change anything based on angry Twitter people, but it's just like, it's so dumb, man.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I've had my 3DS for months now, but, like, I'm only just now started actually playing stuff on it. And, like, buying stuff, and now it's like, well, do I just... Like, how... Nobody... Also, you know, I don't mean to keep dragging this on, I'm sorry. But the biggest concern for me is eShop purchases. So if you purchase on the 3DS, does it move to the new 3DS?
Yeah.
If I just put the card in, does it work? Is it like the Wii U where it's down on the console? So do I want to buy digital games and replace all my physical copies, but if I do that, am I fucking boned if I get a new 3DS?
Nintendo had not been smart on the network side of things.
They really don't know their online well.
Nintendo was finally realizing the internet exists, so give them some slack, okay?
They recently got a Twitter account and go, oh, okay. Got it. Hashtags. Anyway. Unless you guys got anything else, like, my biggest concern is just digital stuff, mostly. So, I guess I'll be picking one up eventually, but very angrily so. And I'm definitely gonna wait, and just wait, and wait, and wait.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it.
I mean, I will, just because I fucking get everything. It's like, of course I will if there's games for it.
I don't know.
If there's any good games for it, I'll probably get it eventually. But yeah. So is that it? Any other news you want to talk about?
No.
Yeah. Chris, what'd you do this week?
Oh, me?
Yeah, sure.
So...
It was Brandon, then he stopped me, so now it's Chris.
Oh, God.
It's not my fault you talk too long.
So the big thing for me, well, I've been playing a couple things. Big thing, though, I got CounterSpy on PS3, which is also on PS4 and Vita. And it has cross-buy, because when I got it on PS3, it also gave me the Vita version, so
Woo!
that's cool.
You don't have a Vita though, right?
I don't, but it's kind of cool knowing that if I get a Vita, I've got stuff I can play for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Even if it's shit I've already played, but
it's
whatever.
the start of a collection, even though you don't have it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Funny thing about the Vita, man, you buy that PlayStation Plus, and you're basically good.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it.
So CounterSpy, it uses the Unity engine.
Okay,
So
that's always a good start. How do the trees look?
It's actually a pretty good looking game because it's cel shaded, and according to Brad from Giant Bomb, the art director of this game was formerly from Pixar, like one of the guys that worked on The Incredibles. So
I think that shows quite a bit from what I've seen.
it actually does, because so the whole thing has a very kind of 1960s cartoon spy aesthetic to it. Like, it's all very, very flat colors and bold lines, and oddly enough, it reminds me of the whole aesthetic from Team Fortress 2, of you've just got this jazzy music and these kind of cartoony looking characters of very solid angular shapes. It's really good, and like, you know, there's all the jazz music and just kind of, you know, real 60s shit. And basically, so the whole point of this game is you are a nameless agent who works for the organization known as Counter, which is like an acronym. I don't know what Counter stands for, but it's an acronym. And so basically, you have the imperialists and the socialists, which is basically the game's way of saying, here's Russia and the United States, but
like when you think about it, when you boil it down, that's all it really comes down to.
It's like we
Territory.
don't explicitly say Russia and the United States.
We explicitly state their political philosophies.
Because it's like when you select missions on the map, it's still the same shapes that you would see on a globe today.
Yeah, see, that's what I remembered. It's still Russia. Like, you can look at it and be like, yes, this is Russia.
Yeah, it totally is.
Greetings and glory to our Statska.
I still need to beat that game.
But anyway, so like the imperialists and the socialist governments, they are in a space race not to get to the moon, but they're trying to blow it up with nukes.
Good. Fuck the moon.
They're well, maybe not blow up the moon, but their whole goal is they want to launch a nuclear strike on the moon, and they're both racing to see which one is the first to do it.
All right, I'm down.
Now, obviously, that's a stupid idea because the counteragency is like, yeah, you have to stop this because it's not going to be just a harmless, we're going to launch a nuke to the moon. It's going to be the moon gets hit by a nuke and it fucking falls out of its orbit and then crashes into Earth. That's not good. So
that sounds like a great idea to me.
I mean, yeah, fuck it, man. Fuck the world. Fuck the moon.
It worked in Dead Space 3.
Dead Space 3, rock solid plot. 9 out of 10.
But, so yeah, like, you do missions against both of these territories, because you're basically trying to stop both of them. And the game basically tells you that the levels are randomly generated. Well, first of all, before I get to that, this is a 2.5D side-scroller. And, you know, you move left to right, but occasionally there are parts and levels where you will take cover, and then the game switches to a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective. And then you can fire and take cover from dudes that way. Either, you know, use a silenced pistol so you can take out dudes without getting detected, or there are some times where you could just go loud with an assault rifle or something and then just take out everybody. It's not like one option is essentially easier than the other. It kind of depends on the situation. So it's not like I'm always going to do this or I'm always going to do that. It's if there are a lot of dudes and I have no way of taking them all out stealthy, then yeah, I'm going to go loud and I'm just going to... Because it's not like the game penalizes you too much for getting caught or for getting seen. There are some things like trophy-wise to where like you get a mission throughout without being seen at all or all this other bullshit. But the big thing is... oh, yeah.
Like
so they stress the idea...
Right?
Yeah, but so the game tells you that the levels are randomly generated, right? In a 2.5D side scroller, and that's true to an extent because when you get in a level, you'll see in the upper right hand there's like a map, and it looks a lot like fucking NES original Zelda style map, where it's just a couple of rectangles that are on a grid. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's just blocks. Like, it's not an actual, like, shows you what the room looks like. It's just
so like each block is like, so they could be different layouts. But the thing is, when you play the game long enough, you start to see that specific rooms are reused.
Yeah.
So
it's
the
like
fact that
modular, like there's set rooms, they just organize them differently.
Yeah, so they reuse that, and it's not that bad because there are still some other things that can be random about it. Like there are various lockers and computers that you hack for like launch codes, plans, all that shit, and those can be in random spots. Those can be anywhere. So it's not like, oh, this room design, so the thing's going to be here, right? No, they can place all that shit anywhere, as well as like enemies. The enemies can be placed just about anywhere, and it can be random. So it is randomly generated to an extent, and you do start to see some assets reused, but it's not like it starts to become predictable. You actually do, you keep on your toes a fair bit. So the way the whole game works is there is a DEF CON level, and DEF CON 5 being the lowest, and it gets all the way to DEF CON 1. They will either side will fucking launch, and then it's game over. And the reason why it feels like a big deal is because of the fact if the DEF CON gets all the way up, like if you're in the middle of a stage and you've gotten like halfway through it and you fuck up too much, the DEF CON goes up if you die. Some guards, when they see you, they'll get on the radio and you'll see the DEF CON slowly raise, so obviously you want to stop them.
Huh.
I'm trying to think. If you are spotted on camera, the DEF CON meter slowly raises.
Basically, any anti-stealth thing.
Yeah. So but it's not like if you get seen, the entire mission is over. You can still.
It's a very interesting way to handle stealth because it's not just either you're seen and it's over, or you're not seen and it's fine. There's a lot of room for error because it doesn't fill up like one at a time. It fills up like a bar before it goes up. Yeah, because you're like at DEF CON 4. And you fuck up a bit, like you've gotten halfway up to 3, and it's not something that's gonna ultimately, it's not too big a concern or anything. But at the same time, you don't want to fuck around too much. I mean, there's sometimes you have no choice. I'm just gonna fucking go loud and take dudes out before, because it may not be stealthy, but that's less DEF CON than if I try to fuck around too much. The stuff that lowers the DEF CON level is sometimes there will be officers in a level. They're the only ones that wear white uniforms. And rather than killing them, if you do kill them by accident, the game doesn't penalize you. But if you get them to surrender, which basically involves walking up to them with your gun pointed at them and they get down on their knees with their hands up, that'll lower the DEF CON by 1. So obviously that is more beneficial. When you reach the end of a stage, like the DEF CON meter, if that's like half full, if you reach the end of the stage and use the computer terminal that like marks the end of it, that'll lower the meter basically. So that's kind of how. But the thing about the DEF CON level is that, like, if I think I already mentioned, you get halfway through the stage, and if you fuck around too much and the DEF CON goes all the way up, like if it gets all the way to 1 and if it goes up again, the countdown timer starts. And that basically means you've got like 60 seconds to get to the end of the stage and stop this. Otherwise, the nukes launch. And if that happens, it's game over, and you have to start that whole stage again. So,
Interesting.
So there is a bit of a consequence to it. I would say, like, I had a good time playing it.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. I was like, so now that you explained it, how have you been enjoying it?
I like it. I mean, I could see there's a bit of jank to it. Sometimes, not always. The controls are responsive for the most part. There are a few times, especially when jumping, things feel a little janky, but it's not too bad. The there there are a number of times when enemies will just fucking ragdoll and start clipping through the environment and then shaking
violently.
Like, yeah,
as they should.
Yeah, that happens a lot, especially when there will be areas where there are explosive canisters. Because like in every game, shoot explosive canisters and like dudes, they get blown up in ragdoll, and sometimes they'll get caught in like a ceiling or something and just start shaking violently. It's
of course
stuff like that still happens.
Happens to me all the time in real life.
Yeah, you know, when people die in real life, they just start clipping through the wall and then shaking violently. It's pretty normal.
Absolutely.
Par for the course, you know. Video games are great life.
I kind of like the sense of humor of this game, especially when, because there's no spoken dialogue. There is some when, like, you go to, you know, depending on which side you go to, there'll be, like, radio messages over intercom that are spoken in English or Russian, depending on which side you're playing on. And, but other than that, like, the stuff that, like, about the story, like, when the agent is talking to like the agency and stuff for like, you know, backstory, it's all just text. Some of that stuff is actually kind of funny. The humor is pretty subtle, which is and kind of dry, which is kind of how I like it, especially on the loading screens where you'd get like game tips. And the first one I saw, they just straight up say like every video game ever, shooting an enemy in the head will get rid of them faster. Like, that's the first game I've been, like, yeah. Like, they play it real straight, too. Like,
so the only problem is they're incorrect, though. Because Dead Space, you don't shoot enemies in the head. You have to unlearn the headshot.
I don't care.
Dead Space is not relevant anymore. See, it really, instead of just saying that quote is irrelevant, you just say, well, Dead Space isn't a game, and that solves the whole problem. And then that quote becomes relevant again.
Then you're getting into fucking David Cage territory. That
it's emotions.
You saw the emotions, didn't you, Brandon?
I saw all the emotions. I had.
How many emotions did you feel?
I will say that as I was playing Dead Space 3, I felt several emotions. I felt anger, felt betrayal, I felt boredom at some point. I felt sadness at my decisions up until a certain point.
Did you feel repelling when you did the repelling part? You felt the repelling emotion?
I felt repelled.
Repelled by the repelling parts?
Yes, I was repelled. I will say I did feel that emotion.
Nice.
It's a CounterSpy.
Yeah, but so I finished it not long ago because
Damn.
And the way that structure works is that there are a number of hidden documents that basically you have to get so many of them before the final mission unlocks, and it basically just involves going through some of the various missions, like until playing enough of those until you get to some of those, and then when you beat the game, because throughout the game you'll unlock blueprints for weapons that you can buy. Although after you get the silenced pistol, you kind of feel like you have everything you need. Although there's some other stuff, like at the assault, there's like a full auto assault rifle that you get, which is good for when there are a lot of enemies you have to take out, as well as there's a gun called the Persuader, which is a silenced gun that shoots darts that will have enemies attacking other enemies. So that's pretty cool.
Huh.
But when it wears off, you have to kill them so they don't come after you. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff. Like, and obviously, I didn't unlock every gun. And what's cool is when you beat the game, it then unlocks other difficulty modes. So you can play the game. You could play through the whole thing again on normal, or you can play through it on harder difficulties. And there's actually one. There's normal, and there's advanced, and then there is another one that is unlocked only after you beat advanced, and that's called expert. So I might try those. And one of the other things is that there's these things called formulas, and the way these work, these are essentially like consumables, and like the guns, you have to find blueprints before you can buy them. So once you unlock them in the shop, like I said, they're consumable items, so you only get to use them once in a mission, and then if you want to use the formula again, you have to buy it again. So, but some of them can be pretty handy. They basically give you perks like this one will make you silent even if you run, because that's a big thing. If you want to sneak up on dudes, you have to move slowly, because if you just run at them, they hear you.
Yeah, that's very much a stealth game problem.
Yeah, there's another one that it'll start the mission with the DEFCON lowered by 1. There's another one that makes cameras more difficult to see. You know, some of those things would be pretty handy, especially when you get into later stages where the cameras are armored and your normal gun can't take them out. The only way you can really get around them is if you sneak under them or something. So,
all right.
But yeah, CounterSpy. It's a cool game for $15. I think I had one nasty bug happen to me, and it was basically like I was just sitting there playing it, and all of a sudden everything started going yellow and flashing, and the image itself got inverted and went upside down. It's hard to describe. It just did not look right, and it made the game unplayable. Like, I knew the game was still going, and it was even affecting like the fucking PlayStation crossbar.
Wow.
Because like I was going into that and it's still yellow and flashing, and I was like, oh god,
I broke everything.
I was like, okay, I've used my PS3 enough to know when I hit the PS button, the first option is to quit game. So I did that. At first I thought it was my TV. Like, I switched the input modes of my TV and it was still doing it. I was like, nope, let me just quit out of the game. And thankfully that fixed it. But
Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
Yeah, other than that, like, I thought this was an interesting game for $15. Some would probably complain that it's short, but it's got plenty of room for replay value, so I like it, and I wouldn't mind playing this again on a Vita.
Alright, solid recommendation.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. I should pick that up, and, you know, anything that's cross-buy, I am totally all for.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a nice gesture. Basically.
It got some polarizing reviews, too, because, like, GameSpot, they gave it like an 8 out of 10, and fucking Destructoid gave it like a 5 out of 10.
Worst game ever. Never played.
I have not read either review. I just saw the scores, and I just figured, fuck it, I'm gonna spend $15 and find out for myself. So, I think it's all right.
I will admit,
like, as long
fuck the reviews.
Like, I will admit, like, as long as you're not, like, granted, there are some standards you expect from a stealth action game these days. Like, you expect enemies to be smarter and have more of a sophisticated route. And granted, that is not exactly what you see here. Enemies are just dumb as a box of rocks. Like, this is going back to fucking Metal Gear Solid 1 days of enemy AI in a stealth action game. Or hell, even fucking Tenchu on some levels. Like, if anybody remembers Tenchu on the PS1.
I'd never forget Tenchu.
Oh god, how stupid they were. Yeah, that's what you're dealing with here. You know, and I think the studio behind this, I think this is like their first real game. So for first game, it's not bad.
I think it sounds really cool. You know, I really hope it finds an audience. From what I've seen of it, I think the art style does stand out a lot.
Like I said, the weird thing about it, because of the look and the feel of it, I almost feel like this is something that could take place in the world of Team Fortress 2, because the motivations behind, like, both governments just wanting to launch a nuke to the moon.
If you told me that was a Team Fortress 2 joke, I would believe it. And they're like, here's a new mode, you stop nukes from launching into the moon. Like, oh, okay. That's a good Team Fortress patch.
The way the characters are designed, like, I could almost see, like, this is totally the spy before he joined, like, Red Team or Blue Team. This is...
And you know what? Anything with more Team Fortress style stuff, better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
Looks cool, gameplay sounds fine. I think it sounds cool. I should pick it up.
Yeah.
Ugh. Do you know if it has cross-save support as well as cross-buy? Usually if they have one, it has the other. Or usually if it has cross-buy, it has cross-save.
Yeah, like, I'm not even going to hazard a guess. Well, I will say that I did not see the option on the menu for the PS3. Like,
I can look it up.
So,
I don't know. Much, just for the sake of knowing.
Maybe it's in the options, I don't know. But you get the Vita version if you buy it on PS3 or PS4 for that matter.
It has cross-save. PlayStation Blog says so. Cool.
Yep.
Alright, play anything else? Do anything else?
I got back into Marvel Heroes. I started playing that again.
Don't do that. You have so much to live for.
I decided for the first time in a while I'm gonna buy some more dudes, especially because, like any good game with a digital distribution service, they have sales on stuff, so sometimes the pricing is not as gross. But what they did is, like, you know, because sometimes they'll do sales like buy one hero get one free, or buy a costume get one free, like stuff like that. And I have used that to my advantage of, I'm going to buy a cheaper hero and maybe in the hopes of getting a random more expensive one. And I did that once where, like, I think I bought like Daredevil for $5 and I got fucking Deadpool, who was ridiculously expensive at the time.
$65.
Although this weekend, like, they're actually being pretty cool. Like, some of the, like, even the more popular characters like Captain America and Iron Man, like, you can get them for $10. So that's not, and you know, so I did that. I put I put like $5 into it. Then I bought like Taskmaster. He was like 450 points, which roughly translates to about $4.50. Let's be honest, because yeah. But I bought Taskmaster. I was like, oh, he's kind of cool, and I got fucking Iron Man. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that was totally worth it.
Is Taskmaster the kinetic cards guy? Kinetic cards.
No, that's Gambit.
Gambit.
That's Gambit.
Damn it.
No.
Wait, Taskmaster, that's the dude from Marvel's Capcom 3, right? He's like white,
yes, he is.
With white hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a skull mask on.
Yeah.
He carries a shield. Yeah, that's Taskmaster.
He's cool.
Yeah, he plays him.
I'm down with Taskmaster.
And yeah, like I said, I bought him and I got Iron Man. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll these dice again, but I had already gotten all the cheap characters, so I was like, well, I'm gonna put $10 more into this.
That's how they get you. You're falling all over it.
What's stupid is, like, you know, you put $10 into it, you get 1,000 points, and like all the characters are like 900 points. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy the Incredible Hulk because I like me some Hulk, and I got the Silver Surfer. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, like characters that I actually play as. So, yeah.
Yeah,
like, you know.
Speaking of them being pretty cool, I remember when I first booted up the game, like Guardians of the Galaxy came out like 2 days before when I first started up, and they straight up had all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, or not all of them, I think it was just Raccoon for free. And I was like, oh shit, he's free, I'll just pick him then, fuck.
Yeah, like, of the playable characters that you can buy, they have Rocket and they have Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And then Groot, Gamora, and Drax are what they consider team-up characters. And what that basically means is they are party, like, NPCs that you can have in a party with you.
Yeah.
So, kind of like the, what do you call in Diablo 3? Like the minions, or what, like their companions, or...
Yeah, companions. Guild Wars 1 was what my first thought. You can have, like, NPC
but that's... But yeah, that's basically what they are. Like, they have, like, NPC characters that you can buy that will just roll with you and stuff. What's funny about having Groot like that, it'd be worth it to buy Groot if you aren't playing as Rocket. Because if you're playing as Rocket, he has an ability where you can just straight up summon Groot and just have him roll with you on areas. So it's like, it'd be... yeah, if you were playing as somebody other than Rocket, yeah, I could see where you would want to buy an NPC Groot to have with you. But other than that, no. Rocket already has an ability. He just has Groot with him. So fuck that.
But I kind of wish you could buy Groot just so all the abilities would just be I am Groot. And it'd be like, you know how these really detailed descriptions of all the abilities are just called I am Groot?
Oh man, that's so ridiculous. That basically would be it.
Groot is where it's at,
I love
man.
how...
Groot is love. Groot is life.
I played a little bit with Deadpool. I love how on the nose his jokes are, because obviously with Deadpool, it's easy for somebody to put in a bunch of, like, dick jokes or something and just try too hard to be funny. Deadpool has been really on the nose with the fact that this is an action RPG. He's like, hey nerd, why don't you get me some experience so I can level up, or, you know, so there was something he said I thought was really smart and funny about the whole aspect of, okay, you're gonna click on stuff and I'm gonna kill them. Like, that was basically all
like a Diablo style thing of like, click on things and it'll die.
Yeah, that's basically it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Fucking clicking on things till they die. It's the greatest form of video game.
But no, I kind of started getting into that again and kind of digging it, especially because, like, I've had an account for so long, combined with the fact that they have been giving people stuff, like, generously. So I had all these different, like, XP boosts and rare item drop boosts and all this other shit, and I just used all of them. And it was fucking nuts. Like, in 5 minutes, like, I found a whole new set of gear and a bunch of shit for characters I didn't even have. Some for characters I did have. But That's also kind of how they kind of incentivize you to buy their dudes, is you will get loot drops of equipment that only apply to other characters.
Yeah. I need to go back and check that out again. Please hold your excitement.
Like, I'll admit, this did not have a good launch, and it was kind of scummy at first, but now they've kind of shaped it up, and I would honestly recommend people check this out.
Yeah, people seem to be digging it from what I've seen.
I mean, I think I had one person I talked to that didn't like the fact of having to buy the heroes, but I'm like, well, think of it this way. They're giving you the game for free. They're not asking you anything up front. As a matter of fact, here's 5 characters, and granted, yeah, you may not like the 5 initial characters they give you, but you've got 2 options. One, you play one of those characters until you get enough of what they call eternity shards.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because they do have these things that drop, and if you collect enough of them, you can get like another hero. Or something that happened to me recently was, so I got my Rocket Raccoon up to level 15, and they straight up gave me like 250 points that I could use in the store towards, stuff in the store. God. Like, here's a head start towards another hero.
Just and like, if
characters. If you get up to like level 25, we'll give you some more. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. Or, like I said, if you want to buy your favorite character straight away, like, imagine Diablo 3, but you're only paying for the class that you're going to play. And I guess it's an okay way to think of it, because in essence, then you're really only paying $10 for the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you found the one character that you were going to use, you didn't care to use anybody else, then yeah, just buy that one character. Or hell, if you wanted to buy, like, 5 of them, then you'd probably pay as much as you would for fucking Diablo. So I think it kind of evens out now, especially because the pricing is more fair. Because like I said, when this game first launched, the pricing was really shit. Like, I think they were asking like $20 for somebody like Iron Man and Deadpool, because they knew those characters were popular. And
I think I remember that, actually.
Yeah, it seemed really scummy.
Good. Don't do that.
But like I said, this weekend it seems like stuff is kind of on sale, and they're being pretty cool about it.
Alright.
That was me. No.
Alright. Nothing else?
Were you going to keep this short or something, or are we just going to be next week, right?
It's not like I'm just going to stop Chris from talking.
He asked me.
Jeez. Well, what do you want to talk about, Brandon? See how short you can make it, Mr. I'm the longest person on this podcast.
I mean, since we're already over an hour, we might as well. I might as well go on about what I want to talk about.
Actually, we're probably only like 20 minutes thanks to how long it took us before we started.
True.
Also, that game that we waited so long for me to download, it crashed like half an hour ago.
Fantastic.
So I've been playing games anyway.
So, as for me, I was playing a bit more Project Crossstone. I have nothing more to talk about it. But right now, honestly, because it's still kind of the same.
Okay.
I also finished the last episode of The Walking Dead Season 2.
Uh-oh.
And I will say, because I can't talk about this because I can't really spoil anything. This is one of those kind of games where it's basically all story all the time.
Everyone dies. The end.
But I will say that it does go a long way towards making up for their very mediocre season overall.
Okay.
But it's still not enough to carry the season on its own, in my opinion.
So it's no like gut-punching ending like season 1, right?
It's not. Although it is kind of significant in a way. It doesn't feel as... I didn't cry or anything.
Like, it doesn't feel like this was a total waste of time.
No, it doesn't. There is a resolution of sorts, yes.
Okay.
And the ending does actually change depending on your choices, which is actually the first time a Telltale game's ever actually done that.
Whoa. Whoa. I don't think I'm ready for this.
I know your choices might actually matter for once. Holy shit.
It's like I couldn't just be Silent Lee the whole time?
I might actually play this more than once.
I just love the idea of Silent Lee, just ... all the time.
You're either okay Lee or jerk Lee. Just...
Yep. It's no middle ground.
Or maybe you're just General Lee.
Podcast over. We'll go home.
Seriously?
Yes. Too tired for your bullshit, Brandon.
Absolutely.
What else did you do?
Well, going back to The Walking Dead real quick, I will say that judging the season overall, I'm still not quite sure if I like it. Because, like I said, while the last 2 episodes really did go a long way, the first 3 episodes were so mediocre, and it didn't feel like I was doing anything at all in those first 3 episodes. That it doesn't feel like it totally makes up for 3 episodes of mediocrity.
So it's fair to say that obviously this was no season 1 for you, but
no, I think Wolf Among Us was far more interesting than this. Far more interesting.
I wonder if it's because they were making them at the same time. Like maybe their team was more split and they took some specific writers. I have to look at the credits.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if they can keep up the quality they used to have with the new Game of Thrones game and the Tales of the Borderlands.
Seems like
they're doing a Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Seems like they have like a lot going on all of a sudden. I'm like, I do.
And they also announced season 3 already.
Yeah, there's probably, and there's gonna be another Wolf Among Us. Like, they have a shitload going on at once.
I mean, that is good for them, especially considering like Telltale, they weren't really doing so well before they got The Walking Dead out. They were kind of, I don't want to say on bankruptcy, but they weren't making a whole lot of money, and they were kind of worrying how long they were going to be around. But Walking Dead was kind of the thing that pulled them out of that slump and made them like a superstar, essentially. For good reason.
Yeah, it's a good series.
And I mean, even before then, like I loved the stuff they did with like Sam and Max, and they did those Monkey Island games that I thought were okay. So
I hear the Back to the Future games were okay.
Yeah, those are really good.
The first episode of that.
Yeah.
It's all pretty good.
I'm also getting really close to finishing up with Devil Summoner 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How many hours
it's only 7 it's only 7 chapters. So I have 30 hours into it, and I'm on the last dungeon, which is, for a RPG, actually pretty tame when it comes to length.
Yeah. More JRPGs are like that.
Because I'm too used to stuff being like twice that length,
Yeah. Although if you keep in mind, I have done exactly none of the side quests.
So how will you know what happened to that guy with the butter on his legs? How will you know what happened?
You've been
mainlining it. This is just a pure finish the game and get on with it run. I have no interest in doing 100%. Because I don't have the kind of time anymore.
I have a life.
Yep, welcome to my world, fuckers.
Being tired all the time and hating life? Yeah, that's pretty much about right.
And lastly, I played an indie game called Hands of Fate.
Okay.
It's an interesting title. It was in the extra credits Humble bundle that they have. I think it's still out. It might be. I don't know for sure. But what it is, it's a mixture of a deck building card game and a roguelike RPG. So let me explain it. Basically, at the start of the game, you have the dealer who deals out your deck for the round, and every turn you flip a card and go on your path, and every card has a certain effect. Like, for example, an ambush card will start a battle for you, and you have a certain amount of health, certain amount of food. Every move takes 1 food because your character has to eat.
Of course.
And it's a roguelike, so your goal was to try to get as far as possible into the campaign and hopefully get to the end of it. And you get new equipment cards and all that on the way. And if you die and you get some certain cards, you can stack the deck in your favor the next round by putting in cards that you want to happen a bit more frequently than otherwise. It's a really interesting game. I mean, it's not running particularly well on my computer, so I'd have to upgrade to get a more interesting and more accurate judgment on it.
Or you could get it on your Vita.
It's a PC only game.
Not according to the page I'm looking at.
It's on the Vita?
Supposedly this is also coming. Supposedly this is also going to be on PSN.
Oh, well, when that happened, I was playing on the Vita. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fuck it. Just go buy on the Vita. You filthy pleb, I'll play it on PC.
But yeah, it's a really interesting game, and I'm looking forward to like seeing how it turns out because it's still in early access.
So it's probably okay.
Okay. Some early access.
What the fuck was that?
Just me clasping my hands, going, "I'm really tired," and Brandon just said "early access," which is like the newest bane of my existence.
This was a Kickstarter game, according to this.
Kickstarter early access. What a surprise!
Speaking of early access, did any of you guys see the recent Critical Miss comic on The Escapist?
The early access cow one, where she. That was like weeks ago. No.
No. There was one they released just recently, the Pickup Artist, where the guy was like, "I like my women like I like my games," and then the other guy goes, $60, cost $60, imported from Japan, pre-owned, sold in bundles, or maybe even early access. How do you like your women? Tell me.
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah.
Apparently, like I'm looking at this on PlayStation blog. It's not on PSN yet, but it is getting there.
That's good.
Probably when it's out of early access.
When it does become the PSN, I'll probably get it to play it on the Vita because this seems like a really great Vita game. Something that I can just like play for a bit, or play for a couple hours on my couch or on my chair if something's happening, and then just like go on with my day afterwards.
It'll be on Vita and PS4 specifically. They don't mention PS3.
That's okay.
Which I think, considering the fact that these were stretch goals by this company and their Kickstarter, so
yeah, that's by me.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're already a year into the new console cycle, so it's not surprising that we'd be getting to the point where we're not seeing live.
Yeah, I mean, especially for smaller studios.
Yeah.
Because, as I mentioned, this was a Kickstarter game that was done by a small studio out of Brisbane, Australia.
Yeah.
And this is the game that made me realize that maybe it's time for me to get a new PC at some point.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
You should try playing Arma on the highest settings.
I mean,
oh god.
To be fair, this PC is 4 years old, so it's lasted me longer than it probably should have.
So you can,
but
usually 4 or 5 years is what you get out of stuff.
It may be time for an upgrade at some point if I want to keep playing games on this laptop.
Ooh, fuck yeah! Laptop, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start out by buying a couple of 3 GTX Titans. Gonna have a Intel 4990K.
You know, if I do consider playing my PC, I'll probably will ask you a couple questions about that at some point.
By the way, for the shit that Sam is naming, you could buy 2 PlayStation 4s for that kind of money.
Yeah, like I'm actually gonna buy that.
Yeah, that's only 2 parts. And you gotta get a 1 terabyte SSD.
Jesus Christ.
Then you gotta get another 1 terabyte SSD.
I don't need a solid state drive. I do not need a solid state drive. That's not happening.
Yes, you do. You're a filthy liar if you think you don't, because I've had one for months now.
Oh, because you bought one, that means I need one.
Have you tried using one and then tried not using one?
I don't know if you understand this, Samuel Callahan. Let me make this clear. I am a cheap motherfucker.
Yeah, but what is your time worth, Brandon? Do you want to boot in 4 seconds flat like I do, or it's like 3 seconds, something like that? Or do you want to wait 3 minutes? What is your time worth? Is it worth an extra, $50?
Oh my god.
They just said that, he just stopped.
You just say that. Did
what?
you just say that?
I don't know why you guys are surprised.
I'm not.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what was it, the silence. I was like, what? That's a perfectly reasonable...
I'm not surprised that you think that. I'm surprised that you would even try to use that to convince me.
I mean, it convinced me to get one. It's like, fuck, bro, I don't want to sit here staring at the fucking boot screen and wait for shit to work. I don't got time for that.
I mean...
But after all, you go fucking 90 frames a second, you can't go back.
Yeah, I still got some things I need to buy.
It's 60 frames, thank you.
I still need to get a new mattress.
There are some things I've seen do 90 frames.
probably to get myself a car at some point.
Well, that's weird, because I don't know a 90 hertz monitor. I never heard of a 90 hertz monitor before.
Okay, then never mind. I'm just talking out of my ass. But anyway.
Please, talk out of your mouth. That's disgusting.
But yeah, aside from that, it's
144 hertz. Come on.
Been for me, it's mostly been just college starting back up again. And textbooks costing a fucking fortune.
You want to talk about something stupid? So, I'm sorry, but I have to say this.
Okay, I'm going to bed then.
So for my college courses, one of them is a computer operations class, right?
Sure.
And
okay, I believe you.
For $150, one of the things on my list that I have to get, it basically says, like, test out PC Pro or something like that, and I assume it's a book. And I go to this college library or bookstore, and it's basically just an empty space on the shelf, and they say must see clerk, and I'm like, I go up there, and basically what it was is this lady printed out a piece of paper with a unique barcode on it. I paid $150 for a piece of paper. And
that's absolutely amazing.
It really is. Like, all it is was the serial number and the barcode that I need. Well, not even the barcode, but like the unique serial number on there to access and register on the Test Out PC Pro website, which is where all of our lab assignments are done.
Oh, I hate when they do that, because that means you have to pay for it.
Yeah, basically. This was, it was not an option. This is where our lab stuff is done, and where I will have to take a screenshot. Well, granted, it's not where all of the stuff is done.
You think little tuition you spend these fucking schools, they could at least provide that.
I mean, granted, some of my money is loaned, some of it is through grants, but yeah, that was $150.
That's still tuition being paid on your behalf.
Yeah. That's $150 for a piece of paper. And then for like some of the books I had to get were loose leaf. I can't sell those back.
Yeah, that's how they get you too.
That's loose leaf books are bullshit. That is. Like, I have to...
I have taken to just skirting the campus store entirely, just buying my books off Amazon, because fuck the campus store.
I probably should have done that, but then again, I would have to pay out of my own pocket as opposed to using my financial aid money.
I looked at one book on Amazon. It said, you can buy this new for $220, but you can get a used copy for $140. I'm sitting like, why would I ever buy new?
I mean... I bought books used and new from my college bookstore. They do sell used books. It's not always there because people buy those.
Used if I can. I always get used if I can.
But some people fucking grab those first. So the upside being that, like, some of the books, I can sell those back. Yeah. Granted, I'm not going to get what I paid for them, but that's going to be cash back in my pocket.
This is kind of late for you, Charky, but my advice to anyone who's going to college soon: never buy from the campus bookstore unless you absolutely have to. Always check Amazon first.
I did, simply because I was getting financial aid money. So, and considering how that works there, it was easier for me to do that as opposed to buying them on Amazon, but whatever.
But yeah, because I found the books at my store that cost like 100 or so, I can find for like 40 or 60.
Yeah, if you are buying your books out of your pocket, by all means, go somewhere else.
Yeah, holy shit, they rip you off.
Mm-hmm.
And the campus, like, food stores and all that, too, they're blatant rip-offs as well.
I won't say much about my campus food court, because they seem pretty cool, but I have to wonder, like, because I've got like 2 loose leaf books, and I'm thinking about, after I'm done with them, just selling them on eBay, because I'm sure I could get something out of them. If like somebody wanted to give me $20 for an economics book, then
I think the key is just timing. Just make sure you do it like before classes are even over. Otherwise, you're gonna be like 1 in a million. Like if you wait until like a day the classes are over to try to sell it, you have no chance.
Even
wait,
sure,
like a week before, or however soon you can possibly do it without not need the book.
I'm sure if I'm stuck with them, I can just burn them.
Well, no, you can still return them even after the semester's over.
No, I just mean if you're trying to sell them. Like, the longer you wait, the more people will try to sell them as well. I try to sell my books after class is over.
But like our
Well,
bookstore,
the biggest problem there is that if you don't sell them soon enough, the new editions will come in, and they will not have any interest at all in buying the old editions.
But our bookstore, because they're loose leaf books, they won't take those.
Wow.
Yeah, because you need to put them in the binder, and then once you break that seal, officially they can't take them back.
Nope. Bullshit.
Yes, it is. It's complete bullshit. But yeah, I just want to take that time to talk about how much I hate college textbooks, because...
Nope, I'm right there with you.
College in general is fucking overpriced. I'm going to say that out loud right now. It's ridiculous the way they gouge you.
Yeah.
So that was my week.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm awake. Anyway.
Samuel Callahan.
Yes.
How was your week today?
I worked a lot. And there we go.
How was work?
Slow. I don't know.
Super.
Great, yeah. Fucking Labor Day weekend. Nothing going on. My boss wouldn't let anybody go home because he was so angry that there was no business coming in.
Don't you hate that? Like...
Yeah, when it's like super slow and it's like he's too angry to even let anybody go home early.
Like what? Like it's like, what is their problem at that point? It's like...
I think it's just...
Well, I think the problem is that they're so angry that there's no business. You don't want to disturb them and ask them to go home. Because that just kind of hits home the fact that there's no business even worse.
Because then you'd have to realize, like, Friday he sent like 4 or 5 people home, and then today he sent like nobody home early. So we're all just kind of standing there, and like he was so pissed, like he didn't want anybody standing out of their like area that they're supposed to be in. So like I couldn't hang out up front with the cashiers, and the cashiers could come back and hang out with us. So
yeah,
that really weird.
Yeah, that's just there. Fucking totalitarian asshole. Like motherfucker's probably got like problems at home that he fucking brought in, and he's just taking it. Yeah, I hate fucking shit-eating assholes like that. Just fuck people like that.
I think
it's funny that you say this, like
his own experiences into this conversation.
I think so too. Because like, I'm actually friends with my boss, mind you, because this isn't a corporate place. This is a local place. I know the entire family. They all work there.
Oh.
So it's like, it's funny that you're like, he's an asshole. Like, he's an asshole, but he's also my friend.
I'm sick of these fucking assholes.
Well, I mean, in my previous experiences working for places like that, back when I worked my first job, I had managers that were like that, though, man. They had a shitty day at home, and they fucking take it out on us.
Yeah.
And they don't even want to do their fucking job. Like, you ask them for something, like, I don't care. I'm not in the mood for this. Like, you should be in the mood for this because you're the manager and you're the one that has to deal with it, not lowly guy at the bottom, me. But whatever. Like, it's just stupid. Like, people fucking do that. It's like, you're a manager. Be a fucking manager. Don't be a fucking piece of shit. And especially when it comes to like the fact that you tell me that it's like a local place kind of makes more sense as to why they may not want to send people home, because it's like, well, if they own it, of course they can decide whether or not. But
yeah,
if it was for like a chain place, they'd probably be more worried about like
Arby's.
how much labor can we afford? If we're not doing business, then we have to send people home because then it's not cost efficient. Like,
I mean, he does that too. Like, he once sent me home on a Monday a couple of hours early because he's like, it's costing me more money to have you here than it is to send you home.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So
I think it was just like Friday sending a bunch of people home, and he was just so pissed. Like, he could not believe how slow it was. Because normally, like, at 6 p.m., I work at a pizza place. We'll have like 3 lines ring in. Everybody's working at like top speed. Today at like 6, it was like, here's a phone call. A few minutes later, here's a couple pizzas. A few minutes later, and we're all just standing there. And it's like, a friend of mine was sitting there, and he's at the oven. He's like, dude, I'm about to have a fucking aneurysm with the fact that our boss can't let us go home.
All I'm saying is that they had better have been delivered in 3 minutes or less.
No, we got them all there in like 10 minutes.
I would have to wonder, like, I would imagine that because you work for like a quote-unquote mom and pop's place, that the pizza would probably be really good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Like, if people want good pizza, this is where they go.
Yeah.
Not... Because sometimes, like... Cause that's what I do, like, around here especially. Like, if I want good pizza, I don't go to any, like, the chains. I go to some of the local places.
Or should you? That's true for almost every place.
But sometimes, to quote Jeff Gertzman, I want a shitty pizza. Sometimes I'm in the mood for shit pizza. I'll go to, like, Marco's.
I don't know why, but
Or Little Caesars.
Yeah, Little Caesars is
hot and been ready.
It is
for
not
an
good.
hour.
It is not good. But the fact that it is so easy to get, especially because, like, they had the one Little Caesars that was like 20 minutes away, and then they opened up 3 more of them in just about every town I go to. There's a Little Caesars.
Jeez,
and
there's like none in
no
my
matter
area.
it's like no matter where the fuck I'm getting my groceries, there's a Little Caesars nearby. It's like, hey, you want $5 for pizza? Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
you want some wings with that? Yeah, I'll take some wings. Because although I'll admit, their wings are pretty good.
Yeah, we didn't even deliver for 2 years when the place opened. So we only started delivering a year and a half ago.
Well, like I said, the best local place around here, it's not like a restaurant. It is not, they don't deliver. It is simply a carry-out, and you have to call and order ahead. Yeah. But that's fine. That's just what people do around here, and that's aside from pizza, like. Yeah.
So that was lots of fun.
Why are you talking about pizza?
Other than that,
you know where I have pizza when I hate myself? Pizza Hut.
Yes.
Never again. I can never.
I'm sorry, but like when I don't give a shit about my body, Pizza Hut is where I go because
I've only been to Pizza Hut once, and that was because my teacher gave me a coupon for free when I was in elementary school.
Something about
I'm
like
sure you hated it.
It's like it's not. I'm not trying to say Pizza Hut is gross or anything, but like after you eat, if you have one slice too many, your body tells you that you've had too much Pizza Hut. Because you're like, oh god, what have I done?
To be fair, I had that problem with basically any pizza place before the one I worked at. Mostly because I don't think many of them dab grease out, which is what we do. We have like little towels that we dab the grease out of the pizzas.
I do that on my own pizzas. Like I will dab grease off
for all our
pizza
pizzas
before I eat it. And some people think I'm weird for doing that. And to be fair, I am. But it's still...
it's funny because people will come in and they'll ask about it. They'll be like, do you do something with the pizzas? Then they can like taste it. It's like, we just dab the grease out of them so they taste less like oily and greasy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a lot better.
If you just stick a napkin and just dab it on the pizza, you will like see a huge orange napkin.
Yeah.
That's
why we do it, because it's fucking disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to say we had one person who asked us not to do it. I don't remember who it was.
Oh man.
I would feel like, oh please, I don't want to meet you.
It's like that person just did not give a shit.
I hate myself and my body.
Yep. I'm gonna have this.
And pizza does taste better if you do that. It's really noticeable.
Yep. Do it, kids.
10 years ago, I would have called you both wrong, but.
Dude, have you had pizza with the grease dabbed out? It's delicious.
You should come to my pizza place.
I'm not driving to Georgia. Fuck that place.
Brady doesn't want to see me.
I don't think the local carryout I go to does that, because I've gotten some pizza from there and it drips like a motherfucker.
Dude, just get a napkin. Seriously, just get a napkin and dab it.
But it's still good. Just
get the napkin and dab it. It'll taste so much better.
It could be even better than good. It could be great.
I don't know.
I don't care if it sounds like a sissy pansy for dabbing grease out my pizza. It tastes much better, and it's much better for you.
Pizza is hidden under a thin layer of grease.
Kind of like a Slim Jim. Yep. I don't know.
It's one of those weird things of like once you've tried it, it's hard to go back. Like it's just like fuck, dude. Like that's just seeing the grease and going like that's gross, man. It's all like dripping everywhere, and it's just disgusting looking and tasting.
It's kind of like how I was when I went without drinking Mountain Dew for a while, because there was one. Because I mean,
terrible idea.
Well, like yeah, back in my early
20s, and fix that up.
Oh Jesus! You know what's sad? I bought a fucking bag of Doritos earlier today.
Yeah, hey, I will have Mountain Dew with it.
I love Doritos.
But I mean, there was a time when I was trying to lose, like back in my early 20s, I fucking binged Mountain Dew like nobody's business. And probably destroyed part of my body doing so, but
I'm currently within that process right now.
But at one point, like I wanted to lose weight and everything, so I just stayed off of it, and like not having Mountain Dew for like almost a year, and then picking up a can it felt kind of awful. Like,
yeah,
it was like,
I've heard that.
It does.
I was like, oh god, this is like, I just taste burning. This is. It's like one of those things. Like, people like soda because they've been drinking a lot of it, but like, if you go without it for a while and just drink shit your body should be having, like water or natural juice or something, and then go back to soda, you kind of realize why it's fucking horrible sometimes.
I've heard that from a lot of people. I knew people like in high school who stopped drinking soda for like a year, and like, I just can't anymore. Like, it's just the most disgusting thing on the earth now to me. It's like, I want to like it, but I can't.
When I worked at Arby's, I used to eat like the fries a lot, like when I was on break. Then I got like really sick one week, and I stopped eating like almost everything from there for a while, and I realized after that week I physically felt better.
Yeah. It happens.
Than I ever have than I started working there.
Yeah, it's like when a friend of mine went vegetarian. He's like, I never felt better in my fucking life because he used to get sick of everything.
Something really dumb that it's not really dumb, but I don't know if either of you know of a guy named Mike Jevons who posts stuff on YouTube, and usually he
not familiar with the name.
Usually he does a series on that guy with the glasses called infomercialism or shameless sequels, where infomercialism is where he'll look at like products that are advertised on TV, like, the Whiz trimmer, like crazy shit like that. He'll like review it and see if it really works, which is funny when some of that shit does not work at all, and it's really great to like see somebody that actually tests that crap out. And like, he'll also look at like movie sequels that just should not have been made, like stuff like that.
There used to be a guy on our local news that did that, but I don't know what happened to him.
But yeah, Mike Jevons, he's a British fellow, lives in the UK, and he was talking about how frozen food can be so cheap over there that they say that like some people can live on like 30-some pounds in a week just on frozen foods. And he decided to do this for 1 week. He had nothing but frozen food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That sounds like a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah, he felt horrible. Mostly because, I mean, you can look it up. He has his YouTube channel, and I think it really is just Mike Jevons on YouTube. And yeah, he was measuring like all of the sodium and stuff that was in there, because that was the big thing. Because sometimes there wasn't like a lot of calories in some of them, but they just have so much fucking sodium. And at the end of that week, he just felt fucking terrible. Like, he couldn't be bothered to do anything, and just like just missing, vegetables and having like shit that your body actually needs, And
I've actually started going for more of the unsalted things lately, and I find that a lot of times it actually ends up tasting better than with the high concentrations of salt that's in most things we eat.
Yeah, fuck salt. That's my... Yeah.
Honestly, if you taste the difference between unsalted and salted corn, it's really noticeable. Like, it's almost... I've never
had salted corn before.
My mom loves putting salt in her corn, so I did all the time when growing up. I stopped doing that, and it's so much better for me without the salt.
Yeah,
because the salt makes my taste buds overreact. It's like I don't want to eat this anymore because it's so salty now. Mm-hmm. And I used to eat that shit up as a kid, and I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of one of those dudes, like, back in my teen years, I'd put salt on fucking everything, and then after a while, I just realized, like...
I have a friend in college that still does that.
Yeah, it's just, like, I'm sure, like, I forget, like, what the daily amount is, which is stupid because I took a nutrition class, but I only got a B in that course, but, like, I know there's, like, a daily allowance of salt, and it's really, really small. And
most things that we eat today would well exceed that.
Yeah, especially like really, really over processed shit. Like, that's the real thing that gets
guy,
you.
I know a lot about nutrition, which
you do.
Is really sad.
Well, hey, I mean, don't blame yourself.
Well, a lot of it is the world we live in is not designed for you to be skinny.
Well, yeah, there is the thing of, like, the modern conveniences we have kind of fucked us as far as, like, because we no longer have to stock our food for 4 days on end before we actually got to eat. No, we just go to a fucking grocery store and get it.
And the human body is engineered to want to eat all the food it sees. Because back in the old days, we didn't really know how long we were going to take before our next meal, so we just ate what we could at the time.
See, that's one of the other things
that
where like
mentality worked for us back then, it just doesn't now.
See, and that's one of the things where evolution pretty much fucked us for losing weight, because weight loss is considered an unnatural state of the body. Your body was made to hold on to shit because you didn't know when your next meal was coming on back in ancient days. Whereas now, we know where our next meal's coming from. We always do. Fucking
McDonald's.
Yep, basically.
Yeah. Our
King.
body is designed to think of the weight loss as a physical attack on itself, essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things where, and that's why you really do have to work out a lot to get rid of fat and everything.
And remember, back then, that was useful.
Yep.
It's just not anymore.
Nope. Nope, it isn't. Granted, there's trying to take a healthy turn on this podcast, but
I was just like, we're talking about things I did at one point, and then we start talking about weight loss. I'm just sitting here looking at apps. I don't even know what happened. Where did it all go?
Oh man, I don't know.
You know how this cast goes. We talk about one thing, and then we just spend 15 minutes on something completely different, but somewhat related.
I feel like it always happens to me, though, where it's just like, I'll say something, and then it just go. Like, just go on without me, it's okay.
Well, your conversations are boring, so we had to make our own.
Well, remember that,
I'm kidding.
I mean, remember the fact, Garrett could not be with us tonight because he's busy with family. So, we were kind of one dude short, but yeah. And then all this happened, and Sam, you've been fucking busy working more often than usual.
Yeah.
As opposed to, trying to keep awake while playing fucking Diablos.
Trying my best.
Which, by the way, we should play that sometime.
We should. Play Diablo.
Or Dragon's Crown, who knows?
Did someone say that PlayStation All-Stars is going to be on PS Plus next week?
Yeah, that's going to be... That is going to be September PS Plus.
Sam, you should get it, and then we can all try to play before the netcode kicks one of us out.
Yeah,
good. Like that plan.
I still remember back in last November, Brandon and I tried to play with each other, and we got, I think, 1 or 2 matches in before the game just fucking failed and did not let us play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was super stupid.
And part of that is that Sharky has a better internet connection, but most of that is, to be perfectly fair to him, the fact that the game has really terrible netcode. So even when I'm playing with my friend that has a good connection, you can still disconnect fairly frequently.
Talking about bad netcode, I played Battlefield 4 at launch.
Oh shit!
I can tell you the days.
Like my internet connection, truth be told, yeah, it's not that great, but it can hold up, fairly okay in some cases. Like we played Injustice with each other. We played Dragon's Crown without any real issue.
It's still like 9 times out of 10, your connection and mine will work with each other.
Yeah, yes, unfortunately. And granted, there were some MTU settings on my router that were not, like, for some reason, like Xbox games, I could play online with people, and like, for the first several months or so of my PS3, I could not play with friends. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then, thankfully, Google has the answer to all questions, and I was able to look up, oh yeah, you've got this router, you need to have this thing set before your PS3 allows you to play shit with people.
You prayed to God and he gave you an answer.
I remember that.
Hey, I've had an instructor tell me, if Google doesn't know it, it's not worth knowing.
It's true, though, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of really is, though.
Saint Google,
thanks, Professor.
Saint of Knowledge, will welcome anyone with a query.
I got so many queries.
And then get pissed off at anybody if they have those same answers. Like fucking Bing.
Bing.
Who the hell uses that?
My sister uses Bing.
I had a friend in high school that used Bing. I haven't spoken to him since we graduated, actually.
Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man, used Bing.
And even he didn't want
that's because the paid sponsors made him use Bing.
Yeah, fucking
that should be considered unusual punishment.
Fun fact: a lot of the products that your characters in fiction use are completely determined by what sponsored them.
Unless they are made up shit that does not exist.
Because the thing is that a lot of people don't watch commercials anymore because we don't have a reason to. Because DVR is very, really cheap and convenient for most people.
Yeah.
So products makers had decided to start trying to put advertisements in the actual shows now. So, like, if you see like someone drinking a can of Mountain Dew in a show, that's not an accident. That's a deliberate ploy by Mountain Dew to put that on there.
Internet advertising kind of does okay, although granted, you have people who use ad block, which I have ad block on my system, but I use it to an extent of, like, there are sometimes I will go to some websites and they would be riddled with all kinds of stupid bullshit, and thankfully I would not have to put up with that.
For me, The Escapist is terrible with that.
Which is funny because I've seen people who work there bitch about people using ad block.
Well, but the thing I do with some sites that I support, like The Escapist, like Destructoid, like some content creators on YouTube, or Super Best Friends, I will disable ad block for them, because ad block does have that feature where you can disable it for some sites, like that guy with the glasses. So I will disable it for them so that I can continue to support what those people do, because I like what they do, and I would like to continue to see them doing it. As well as the fact that if I was doing this, I would want people to support me too. And if watching a 30-second advertisement meant I could keep making videos for something, then yeah, I see no problem with that.
If I'm being perfectly honest, the reason I use ad block is because of YouTube. I probably told the story before, but I'm going to tell it again because I don't know if I've told it on this particular show.
Okay, I'm going to take another nap then.
Which is that there was once a time when I had a pretty bad connection, and I'll admit part of that was my fault. However, what I found out is that YouTube's ads wouldn't play for me, but their videos would if I hit refresh enough to skip the ad. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. If your ad's getting in the way of me viewing your content, I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to put ad blocker on and say, fuck you, you don't deserve that.
I think that's really more of a fault of YouTube as well as whatever...
No, it is. It totally is. It's totally YouTube's fault. And I feel bad for the people who put things on YouTube and have to suffer as a result. But if I'm going to watch, I'm going to watch it. I don't want to watch the ad and have it not work, so I can't watch the content.
I know there are some websites, like sometimes I will actively go to a content creator's website as opposed to YouTube in some cases.
I really don't like YouTube.
I kind of don't either. Especially because I think recently they fucking changed their layout again.
Yes, they changed
something even more just more ass backwards bullshit. And it's like, Super Best Friends, or Two Best Friends, whichever you want to call it, Matt, Pat, Willie, Liam, like those guys that have their own site. Mm-hmm. I love going to there. Maybe not on my mobile phone, but when 9 times out of 10 I'm watching their stuff on my desktop, and yeah, I will go to their website instead. And their player is really good and everything, and the layout is simple. I can find shit, and yeah, I kind of prefer going to that. And like I said, I will keep ad block off so that I can support them and view the ads.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon, I totally get why you do it, and that's mostly the fault of YouTube. I do kind of wonder if other websites would have that problem with your connection, though.
Well, I mean, at the time, it was basically just YouTube. Now, since I got a new modem and all that, generally I don't have that problem anymore. But I still ad block YouTube just because fuck YouTube.
I do not. Mostly because while I admit YouTube can be a massive pain in the ass, but at the same time, when their website is the only option I have for certain video creators that I enjoy, I will leave the ad. I will let the ads play for them, so that they can continue to do what they do. And I would want the same. If I was making videos, I would want people to watch the ads so that they could support me and I could actually make a living off stuff. Because that would be something I would totally want to do someday.
I mean, to an extent, that's the extent all three of us do, because that's why we're on YouTube right now.
Yes. You are watching this on YouTube.
Wait,
There's no other fucking place to see this.
Unless you're using the MP3, which we still need to get up for episode 5, by the way.
You're right. I need to go re-render it. Let's do it tomorrow.
But yeah.
But yeah, it's just I really wish YouTube didn't have a near monopoly on web-based content.
Well, that was something that was also
Vimeo,
kind of...
man, we're moving to Vimeo. That's the announcement for this week.
And I'm super glad they didn't buy Twitch.
Well, and that was kind of a bit of a piece of news, was the whole fact that Google, they really couldn't buy Twitch. Not because they didn't have the money, because
it would be an antitrust violation.
Yeah. Which is why Amazon is getting Twitch.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Which, to be honest, if Google did get Twitch, that would be a monopoly.
Yeah, it would. It would.
I like how that just factors in the idea that Vimeo doesn't exist.
I was just ignoring it, because I know you're kidding.
Nobody cares about Vimeo. I don't even care about Vimeo.
Yeah, no one likes Vimeo.
I don't know. It could be the best video service out there for all I fucking know. I've never been there.
I'm kind of hoping that Patreon helps to make YouTube content a bit more bearable, because if content creators get enough Patreons, then they probably don't need the ads that much anymore.
I know a friend of mine, he started using it. He goes under the name Toon Critic Y2K, and he does, reviews of My Little Pony episodes, but whatever. He's a good buddy of mine. But I threw some money at him on Patreon, but like I said, I still leave ads play on YouTube so I can support content creators.
Like, because there's some good people like Chris Franklin, aka Aaron Signal, that they don't make a lot of money. YouTube ads are actually, unless you get like hundreds of thousands of views, they're a pitiful sum.
Yeah, it's.
I think the only person who's ever mentioned how much they make is Space Hamster, who's part of Hidden Block, and he says he makes about $3,000 a month off his videos. If you want to see how many views he gets.
Yeah, and that's honestly not that much. Not really.
No, he says that's not nearly enough to live off. He has a job, and that's why.
Yeah, and I mean, PewDiePie. I mean, he seems to be the only guy that can get away with doing this full time.
Honestly, he is.
Well, it's kind of funny because people were like,
him
so
and
excited.
Total Biscuit are like the only people.
Well, it's funny that people thought it was so nuts that he makes $4 million a year, and I think it was Gray from The Escapist who pointed out, he was like, you should be surprised that he only makes $4 million for being the single most popular YouTuber in the world. You think he'd be making much more than that. That just shows how little they actually get paid if the most popular in the world only makes a couple million.
Yeah. So.
And am I jealous of PewDiePie? You sure fucking bet I am.
I wish I could make YouTube videos.
Am I going to fault him for making that much? Fuck no.
I would shake his hand and be like, you figured it out.
Even I'm not mad at PewDiePie, and remember, I'm the guy who fucks the shit out of potato salad.
I'm totally jealous of him, don't get me wrong, but I'm not, mad at him.
Tell me about potato salad, Chris.
It's fucking bullshit.
I need to go check up on the Kickstarter again. Wonder how it's doing.
You know what? Please don't tell me.
No. Announce it on the podcast. How did the potato salad Kickstarter do?
Okay, damn it. I'm gonna go look it up. We were talking about games I was playing at some point, but fuck it, we're looking at potato salad now.
Yeah, I think it's time we took this out. We've made this long enough.
Yeah. Let's see, how much is potato salad? $55,000 off potato salad. He's got it behind the scenes of potato salad.
Did he make the yellow kind?
He hasn't made it yet.
You know what? Here's my question. When is potato salad supposed to be out?
That's a good question.
What's the release date on potato salad?
The latest update is behind the scenes.
I think the better question is when we throw the potato salad party.
That's what I'm saying. When's the release date? When's...
I don't know. I can't find it.
Huh. I'm sorry, but I kind of feel like I would laugh hysterically if this just bit him in the ass. Like, I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm just saying that...
Hey, Chris?
Well, you're kind of saying he deserves it.
Okay, yes. Maybe I am.
Yes, you kind of am. Let's keep it real, Chris. You do not want him to succeed.
Kind of. But at least I know that no one else can get away with this ever. No one else.
Well, people have, just not to this extent. Like, people have, like, made Kickstarters for, I want to make a batch of cookies. And they've gotten, like, a couple hundred.
Hey, Chris.
What?
According to Time.com, apparently the event where the potato salad is going to be made, they're going to be setting up a festival, and all proceeds from the concessions and everything else part of the festival will go to help the homeless in Ohio. So there you go. Or is it Idaho?
Okay.
I think it's Idaho. Nope, Central Ohio.
Okay.
So you're helping out your people.
It's making the bums on the street be less bummed.
Okay, so whatever.
So you're a terrible jackass, apparently. How dare
No,
you
I'm not.
How dare you make fun of this person for making money? I'm basically playing Twitter right now. That's the role I'm playing. How dare you have this opinion? You're wrong.
Your opinion, you are entitled to your opinion so long as it agrees with mine.
If it doesn't, you're wrong.
If it doesn't, then you are offending me, and I think you should leave.
I just do like I do with a friend of mine whenever I get into an argument with him, is that I know you believe you're right, and I know I believe I'm right, but we're never going to agree with each other who is right or who isn't. So let's just leave it at that and believe each other's right. So it's like, I'll let you believe that you think you're right while I know I'm still right.
Yes.
In my experience, it doesn't work.
It does for me. Because I totally know I'm right.
So what's an RPG?
It is a rocket-propelled grenade, and the military uses it quite often.
Is Gone Home a video game?
Well, it is a video
game of the year,
that you interact with it.
Gone Home's not a video game.
And it is a game which is played by video.
It has elements of video games in it.
You explore.
I think we've gone on for long enough.
Yeah, we need to stop this.
I never even got to talk about what I played. But you know what? Fuck it! Fuck both of y'all.
No, you did.
Do that. Tell me about what you played.
No, fuck you. We're done. I'm talking about on Twitter. Fuck you. You can follow me on Twitter and all of us on Twitter. Learn about
what did you play.
No, I'll never tell you.
I thought I could have swore you did.
No, I didn't.
No,
that's how long you've been on this fucking tangent, guys.
To my credit, I'm not going to blame for this.
Sam, I think what you meant to say, that's how long you've been on these tangents.
Right, it's multiple.
What did you fucking play?
Nope, talking about on Twitter.
No, tell me.
I'm gonna put it in the description for people to read.
Young man, we cannot end this podcast until you tell us what you've played.
See, it's funny that I can end the podcast because I have all the recording ability.
Yeah, he's got us there.
I'll put it in the description because, spoiler, it's not that exciting. Alright, well...
Just list them, dude.
No! It's more fun this way. Alright.
Bitch.
I'll tell you after the cast. Maybe next week I'll talk about what I played. Maybe next week Garrett will be here. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Maybe next week we'll not go on tangents. That'll never.
No, tangents are gonna happen. That's just part of this show.
Well, this week we do not have viewer mail, but if you would like to submit viewer mail or comments, then you can do so at thetexturepop@gmail.com or tweet any of us at our Twitter accounts, which will be linked below.
We didn't get any viewer mail because the last podcast went out a few days ago was the time of this recording.
Well, whose fault is that? Spoiler,
yours.
Multiple people's fault.
It's completely yours.
It's Chris's fault for having such terrible internet.
It's my college's fault because I had other shit to do while I had to get this audio out, so...
It's true. I'm gonna blame
whatever.
Alright, guys. Thanks for joining me this week.
President.
Next week, I'll probably be more awake and talkative and not just lulling myself to sleep to the sounds of two old people fighting.
I think I'm younger than you.
Probably.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think Brandon's the youngest one here.
Oh. Brandy, you're so adorable.
I'm of drinking age, you fool.
Then you're not younger than me. If you're 21, you're older than me.
Oh.
I think Garrett's younger than me.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, see you guys next week.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.